Hi, this is Amir Anzor, Chief Marketing Officer of Pakistan Software Export Board. I'm here with Rebecka Zavaleta, who is the CEO and co-founder of Passimo HR, a next-gen people automation platform transforming HR operations through AI optimization. She's a UPenn alum with over a decade of leadership experience in California tech. Rebecka has built her career in the forefront of big data and machine learning, leading major initiatives, working with technology giants including Google, TikTok, and Meta. Drawing on her unique experience in scaling data-driven products and cross-border operations, she has spent the last 5 years building high-growth teams and infrastructure across emerging markets such as Pakistan, Mexico, and Ethiopia. Under her leadership, Passimo HR is redefining how businesses leverage AI to unlock workforce potential, optimize people operations, and scale globally. So, Rebecka, thanks for being on. So, tell us your background and how you got to uh, founding this your latest startup venture, Passimo HR.
Thanks, Amir, for the wonderful introduction. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me here. So I have been working I was, let's see, let's start from the beginning. As you said, I'm originally from Los Angeles. I grew up in Los Angeles, California. I ended up going to Penn, where I ended up meeting my co-founder. And after Penn, I ended up going into startups for the next 10 years of my life. I had worked in fintech, building a underwriting and funding algorithm that took a two week to 1 month process to under 3 minutes, where we would underwrite $250,000 loans and under. And from there, I used to work in the advertising technology space within Los Angeles. And over time, when COVID hit, I wanted to do something more impactful with my life. I was tired of making money. And my co-founder of Pesmo told me, hey, why don't you come visit Pakistan and check out the space? This was, I guess, like 2020, 2021. The funding space was exploding. The startup space was exploding. I think this was when Airlift had raised close to 100 million at the time. So it was a very exciting environment to be in at the time. So I went to Islamabad, I visited Lahore, I visited Karachi, and I really got to know the tech space in Pakistan. And I really, really felt that this was a really important place for massive change.
Yeah. So what did you think like when you first came here to you went to Lahore, and what did you think about the city itself? What did you imagine before you came, and what was it like when you actually came?
Yeah, I think one of the first experiences any foreigner sort of recalls when they think about going to Pakistan for the first time is definitely when you get out of the Lahore airport and you're just surrounded by all of Lahore waiting to greet you. And that's the first thing that hits you is more of just like the amount of people that are in Pakistan versus the concentration of people in a place versus like my experiences in the US. So I definitely felt like, okay, there are a lot of people. I'm hearing a lot of Urdu being spoken, and here I am to really explore what the tech space looks like. So when I ended up going to co-working spaces like Collabs or Kickstart or Daftar Juan, I was very surprised to see like how beautiful the amenities are, how perfect people spoke their English. Or I'm just a reminder, I'm kind of like an ignorant sort of Californian who doesn't like has never set foot in Pakistan before. So when I found everyone to be speaking such perfect English, I was perhaps even better English than my own as a Mexican American. I was very, very surprised to just see this environment and how exciting and artsy and very tech centric this environment was.
Okay, awesome. So English and communication wasn't a problem for you coming into this country?
Well, I mean, besides like grabbing a ride share and telling my driver where to go,
No.
I mean like the day to day of the people you work with, everyone more or less speaks perfect English.
And how did you get around Ride? Was it organized, or have you used like InDrive and the Uber competitors here?
Well, I would say, in the beginning, I didn't use any of those services. Everything was prearranged for me as I was in a very new country and I was still understanding things. But today, I have my own car. I drive around Lahore. I'm an Angelino. I have to drive my own car. And I even use InDrive on my own now. So because I speak the language more, I know more or less where I'm at. So it's I was kinda like a noob when I first arrived, so everything was kind of, like, properly, I guess, prepared for me.
And how did you make your first hire? You've raised funding, right? You comfortable sharing how much you've raised?
Yeah, of course. We've raised over $1.5 million dollars. Our lead investor is Indus Valley Capital, Atif One, who is a huge believer in the space and who's awesome mentor to have as well. We also have Antler, which is a global VC. They're kind of like a YC sort of version, and as well as a Jetter Capital run by Sharif. And these three investors have been incredibly instrumental in helping me figure out sort of how to push out go to market in emerging markets.
So roughly, I mean, one of the things that I think will happen in the next decade is founders like you will move to a country like Pakistan to get it off the ground to so that their burn rate keeps low, right? Because roughly how much would you have been spending on your lifestyle in LA compared to how much you're spending in Pakistan?
Yeah, definitely my salary would not be able to be so my salary before would not be able to be supported. But you're right. We are able to push out a longer runway. We are able to explore things, test things more with an incredible caliber of talent. So I do think more founders will be coming to countries like Pakistan to be building more simply because the space is very exciting. There are many new things happening. In fact, I also get messaged by American Pakistanis who are interested in moving to Pakistan and sort of building out their own ideas. And there's so much room for impact. Like it's not just money, but it's also on the impact side. Like some people are thinking, what can they do in the healthcare space? What can they do in the fintech space? Right? Like it's just there's just so many possibilities.
The problem you're solving, your initial customers are in the US.
No, our initial customers and the bulk of our portfolio is in Pakistan. The
Okay.
problem we're solving for is I like to share this with some investors in the US is everyone's so focused on the AI race, but they are forgetting the majority population of the world that sits in South Asia, the Middle East, that is still not digitized, right? You have a bulk of the world's population that's not digitized yet that needs to be digitized in order to get onto the AI race as well. So our goal is to completely streamline, automate, and AI optimize all HR and payroll processes so that companies can instantly understand where their inefficiencies are, where they can optimize using AI and being able to produce better as a company and be able to add more to the economy overall.
Okay. So what type of customers do you get?
Oh, yeah. So our customer mix has been pretty interesting. Some of our companies have operations between the US and Pakistan, and they're looking for a product that sort of streamlines both sides. So we end up working with many multi-country sort of companies. So that's like one sector. The other one is more like on the services side, where we have a lot of BPOs or startups that operate in and out of Pakistan that are looking for a one streamlined solution for their Pakistani team. And then the third one is more on the manufacturing and retail side, where they have giant 1,000, 2,000 person companies like Waves, for example, they've onboarded with us, and where we are completely digitizing their entire process. So their timesheets are all automated, their payroll processes are all automated, and their performance stuff is all automated so that they can, with just one platform, see kind of like the posts of their company.
Okay. And how did you make your first hire?
Okay. In Pakistan.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to understand that for me it was my co-founder comes from the dev sector side, so he was very experienced on the public sector side where everyone is heavily trained, they take like the civil services sort of exams and stuff. And we when you enter the private sector, it's more of a wild jungle that is becoming less jungly over time. I think I the way I sort of phrased this is like it's like riding the New York Metro for the first time. You're probably gonna take something that's supposed to go north, but it actually goes south because you took the wrong metro. So that was my first experience of the New York Metro. And once you start figuring out like, okay, these are the top schools to be hiring from for a operations team or for a sales team or for an engineering team, you have to run these type of background checks. Once you start getting a lay of the land on these pieces, things start to become a lot more easier. So I actually use Upwork to make my first hire, my first engineering hire in Pakistan. My my operations hire, so we had finished our building our MVP after 3 months, and we were looking for a sales team. That first hire came through working through referrals, people that we knew that were professional recruiters and could sort of refer us to really amazing talent. And that was kind of like our first experience. And it felt really weird asking people to come in to work out of a conference room. So we ended up working out of a conference room in DG Cement in Lahore. And I thought no one is going to show up to a conference room to work in for a startup. But we actually had a lot of people that came in, and that's kind of like the birthplace of our company in Pakistan.
And what do you think about living in Lahore? Because I do think a lot of people are gonna come live just like people go to the West and California. You've done the other uh way around. How do you like it on a personal level?
One of my friends put it, I think there's kind of like this curve that a foreigner goes through. Like, okay, internet's a bit slower, or oh, like maybe the raita is gonna get me sick, or don't stay away from the ice. And then once you've learned, okay, don't do this, do that, do this, make sure you bring your dupatta. Because I'm also a lady experiencing Pakistan for the first time, so it might be a bit different from more like male foreigners who come to Pakistan. They might have different experiences, but, it has honestly been, the way my friend has put it, Lahore is like a big hug, right? I do feel, more, I would say due to my Mexican heritage, I do feel more connected. I do feel like it's a more warm, friendly environment. Every house I go to, I have to have chai. I have to have biscuits. You can't leave without having chai or biscuits, and it's just a very overall warm environment from a personal level, and I'm very grateful to be able to experience this in Lahore. On the personal side, you can do things that you normally can't in the US. Like for example, you can go horseback riding. You can have really amazing sushi. Like I was very surprised to see the quality of sushi. I actually have a lot of Japanese food in Lahore. When people think I'm mostly eating desi food, I'm actually eating more Japanese food because I love seafood.
Okay. How long has it been since you've been in Lahore?
I have been living heavily in Lahore probably the last 2, 3 years. I'm mostly in Lahore about 8 months of the year.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So, and what do your friends think about you being in Pakistan and being out here? Like, what's the reaction from them
My friends from the US or
from
my
the
friends.
US?
Okay. Everyone thought I was insane. I myself questioned whether or not I myself was insane. And in the beginning, it was interesting because everyone said, "You're crazy. It's not going to work out." And then after, I guess it depends how hard headed you are. And I guess all my friends think I'm pretty hard headed. Over time, I was able to sort of have my friends come over time. And now they themselves see my life in Lahore and they think, Wow, how incredible. What a vibrant, beautiful life full of like texture and textiles and food and taste and smells that now they have the complete opposite reaction of like of course it's going to work out, you know. So it's very interesting watching everyone go from yeah, that's never going to work to of course that's going to work out, you know. So it's been a very interesting experience.
And how do you feel about working with a Pakistani team as opposed to an American team? What's the difference in culture that like people should be aware of that yeah, that could help them in their own companies when they set up?
Yeah. So this is actually a very interesting question because my former startup that I used to work at in California, uh, our engineering quality were those obviously who would over time work at Google or TikTok or Meta, right? These are like really highly qualified engineers that can build insane systems that scale globally. So I was very used to like people who have been in tech for over 20 years, 30 years, have a lot of deep like data architecture experience. And to go from that type of team to building a team from scratch in Pakistan was a very interesting experience where in the beginning I thought no way this is going to work out. But as I told you, it's like riding the New York Metro. As you start memorizing the lines, figuring out up and down, east to west, we started really being able to build a team of high caliber. And now I really genuinely believe we can absolutely build a world-class platform with a majority team in Pakistan.
Wow. And you say majority team in Pakistan, are they mostly all in Lahore in a building, physical building, or are they remote? How are you doing it?
Yeah. So even though I did very much enjoy the concept of remote work during COVID, I do strongly believe in the frequencies of discoveries and learnings and this concept of osmosis of like sharing learnings with each other as fast as possible. And I believe that that happens best on site. And we sort of have like a hybrid structure where people can take some work from home days throughout the month, but mostly we are mostly on site. We move very fast. We're operating with a million different pieces, so we all mostly sit in a building in Lahore. We do have some remote workers spread across Pakistan as well. That works with our team in Ethiopia, Mexico, and the US.
Mhm. And what platforms are you using to advertise the job availabilities? Like
Uh,
if people want to hire and set up, how can they do it?
Good question. So the platforms that we use, at first we started out with our sort of informal recruiting network where we became friends with several recruiters and we would ask them for specific positions. But we have moved recruiting more in-house because we're extremely selective with who we hire. We hire number one based on culture fit, like their growth mindset, how willing are they to do painful things that we've never done before, because building HR and payroll is extremely difficult. And so we ended up using LinkedIn, but as our brand has changed over time, we do also rely on our own website and emails to push out the positions.
Okay, and for anyone watching this that can help you, what kind of introductions would you like to your clients? What's your 30-second pitch for what you guys do? And then what kind of customers can we introduce you to that would help you grow your business? And it could be customers, but also people. What are you looking for that we can help you with to get to the next level?
But thanks, Amir, for the ability to do a shout out. But Pesmo is a HR and payroll automation platform. Whatever your HR and payroll specificities are, we'd love to take it on. We want to take HR tech to the next level where we truly seek to maximizing your team's output. So if you're watching this, please reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm extremely responsive. I'd love to give you guys a demo and I'd love to show you guys what the next version of AI and HR tech will look like from a people first AI empowered point of view.
And for anyone thinking about setting up their back office or their front office in Pakistan, what advice would you give them?
I would say if you're looking to build a back office team, I'm sure the Pakistan Software Export Board can refer you to incredible amounts of companies that really focus on this. Uh, but if you're looking to build kind of like a staff augmentation for building true talent, um, quality, for caliber, please reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm definitely happy to share my experiences. I know what it takes to really build a team that you can really rely on to build really core infrastructure pieces of your business.
Excellent. Rebecca, how can people reach out to you? How can people connect? So they can get some more insights or maybe work with you and your team.
Yeah, you can reach out to us at hello@pesmo.com. You can go to our website. You can also go ahead and message anyone who works at Pesmo on LinkedIn. We're all extremely responsive, and we really do want to take Pakistan to the global stage in terms of the capabilities that the talent has in Pakistan.
And sorry, one more question. Why the name Pasmo? What does it mean?
Yeah, good question. So paise is means money in Urdu, and mo means movement. So the idea of pesmo was more of just focus first on the movement of money, though over time it's more focused on people, but we have stuck to the name Pesmo. And funny enough, in Spanish, paismo means país, which means country, and mo means movement. So the idea is movement around countries. So we hope to be a global HR tech product for companies and countries all over the world.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rebecca Savalenta. This has been Amir Anzur with Tech Destination Pakistan podcast. And we need more people like Rebecca coming into the country. And she's the real role model. Wish her the best. Startups and being an entrepreneur is not easy. And it's people like her. And there's not many female entrepreneurs as well on top of that. We didn't actually touch base on that. But let me ask you that thing. How is it being a female entrepreneur? And being a role model for many women out there as well. Can you touch on that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I do also think Pakistan does have incredible female entrepreneurs, and many of them are my really, really close friends. For my own experience, I am very tough, and I'm maybe I'm a bit tougher on with the ladies simply because I really want them to push themselves. I really see a lot of potential. If I'm tough on you, it's because I love you and I really want you to reach your potential. And it's because of the tough love that I received that I feel I was able to break through what is it called, the glass ceiling or any barriers that's thrown my way. Any name calling or negative stuff doesn't affect me. I don't really see myself as a female entrepreneur. I just see myself as an entrepreneur, and wherever it does hold me back, I will probably punch 10 times harder. And I really hope that all the ladies should feel empowered to punch just as hard because there's nothing to regret in this lifetime.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Rebecca, for your words of wisdom. We'll catch up with you again on the Tech Destination Pakistan podcast. Thank you.
Thanks, Amir.